So yeah, we go straight on to movies before we start anything else. Maybe it's...
Yeah, what's your favorite movies?
See, Braveheart is my one. I think it's because it's my romantic side that comes out. It's just an epic tale of love, and then I think maybe it's when his wife, his newlywed, was killed, murdered. Just that inner aggression to make things right. That was something that kind of I keep close to me. Yeah, well, that's my movie.
It's a good one. I've seen Braveheart 14 times. So.
I think I'm pretty close.
I do like it. It's a good one.
Nice one. Nice.
Well, we're not going to talk too much about movies. I know you don't like going to movies too much. I was going to actually let me ask you this and see how you answer. What is your favorite movie experience? If you had to do the ideal movie, going to a movie.
I think I have two. The first time I saw E.T. when I was a lightie.
Lightie is a slang for a Mompimpan. Mompimpan is Shangaan for lightie, which is like a young boy.
That's right. I was with my nonna or grandmother, Italian, my mom's mom, and I went to see a movie in Zimbabwe, and it was E.T. So it was my first sort of movie experience. And then other than that, when I lived in New York for 3 years, I would go and see movies at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and in the Lowe's cinema there, and there would be no one in there. I'd be the only person in the cinema, so that was kind of how I like to see movies.
Yeah.
I think it's also because because I travel so much and do a lot of sort of intercontinental, transatlantic, whatever you call the long haul flights. I get to watch a lot of movies, so I think I see them all before we get them here in South Africa. So yeah.
Well, and maybe we haven't spoken about wildlife yet that much tonight. We will get to more wildlife just now, just in case you're thinking we forgot about it. But I know that you watch a fair amount of documentaries and wildlife type shows and so on.
One springs to mind.
What's that?
I said one documentary that I watched recently springs to mind, and that's Eye of the Leopard. I think shot by the Jouberts.
Jouberts, yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Which fascinated me. I've watched it a couple of times, and just the relationship. And I think it was more the making of it. It was actually the doing of it. It was obviously narrated very well by Jeremy Irons, which is a fantastic voice for wildlife.
Yeah, you get a brilliant scar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And but it was also just the making of it. The 3-year experience. The living in tent in the bush, and then forming this amazing relationship with this leopard, and obviously the area was fantastic in Botswana, and so as documentaries go, that's top of the pops for me at the moment. So,
because and I guess something I'll try to get to tonight, and guys, this is where sometimes maybe it's dangerous to let me just talk away, because I tend to just go along with how it goes with just always doing things live. But I wanted to just talk a little bit about tonight. That's just not even a sentence, I think. I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about again doing everything live and being there, and the fact that you're sitting here. We're going to talk with Peter a bit later as well. We had we get it quite often. We get comments from people that are on Drive with us, friends, viewers, guests, sending in emails. We had one from Diane that came through that said specifically, she does look at a lot of these kind of things, but very seldom actually responds or writes in about it, and wrote a beautiful message just saying how much she enjoyed feeling like she's really there, and that's something that is obviously very interesting to all of us. I think what Wild Earth is doing still is quite amazing. It's something that I have learned massive things about myself while doing it, as well as obviously in call it a job, if you want to call it a job. I don't quite think of it like that, but the fact that it's all live, and the fact that we're sharing it, the fact that I'm not pretending to be talking right now or pretending to invite you around the fire. You're sitting around the fire listening to what we're talking about, maybe being a little bit bored because it's about movies and not about wildlife, but that's a very, very interesting space for all of us here, certainly. Everyone involved with it. Graham and them have been involved with live wildlife for a little bit over 10 years now, so there's a lot to be learned about it, and we're still learning about it every day. But before I ramble on too much, Rory, you've been coming out a number of times now over the last year and a half or so, I guess. And it's a little bit like sort of being in the making of. At the moment we're in the making of the Fireside Chat, and not only that, but having having guests and friends and viewers sitting here with us as well. And I don't even have a question. I just want to talk about that a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
How's that felt for you, being behind the camera, having jumped in front of the camera a few times, and getting to know the audience slowly? I mean, you're like me, a little bit shy as well, so it takes you a while to sort of just speak up more. But you know what I mean? I mean, the realness of other people sitting here with us and being out there and coming back to the leopards, having seen just phenomenal leopards like we have seen the last few days.
Yeah. I think the realness of it being live scared me at first. I was very nervous to even operate the camera, let alone sort of get in front of the camera and then drive the vehicle and have, you know, be attacked by plants and trees, like on my first experience. But seeing how being behind the scenes and for the last year and a half, and every time coming in and seeing the changes in camp and the changes that you make with Wild Earth, and also then getting to know more about the people that are watching, which is great, and see how you guys start reacting to the camera, or have reacted to the camera, where it becomes sort of it's like the camera's there, but you don't sort of notice it, and you start to notice it less, but know that the people are with you, and it's a good feeling to know that you are in a beautiful place. You're, say, on the kill with Karula or Safari, the leopards, and there's a lot of people that are interested in the same thing, and they're watching it with you. They're sitting in the vehicle watching, and that I've gotten used to now, but I still find it very amazing that you can share it. I know my mom and dad are watching this right now, although I'm far away there in Cape Town. Hi, mom and dad. Always wanted to do that. But then again, live, yeah. So this is live. It just makes it. I'm not nervous anymore. A little bit. No. But seeing the growth of this has been very good for me to see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and for I'm in danger of getting boring just now. So we're not going to go on about it too much. People jump in just now. We're going to ask him what his favorite movie is as well. But the fact that I often think about it obviously all the time, because you spend a lot of time doing this. But feeling you sitting there on the vehicle as a very real individual, and vice versa is something that, like I often say, if I can feel you sitting there, then you must feel like you're sitting there as well in reverse. So that telepresence, so that sharing of something rather than looking at a event afterwards. So physically sharing an event. If that leopard jumps out the tree, it's not just me or who's on the vehicle that goes wow. It's a whole bunch of people, and that's something that is still very interesting. It's just nice to get almost like a objective viewpoint. Someone that pops in and out and come in and out, and you will be doing so as well. You're going to be tomorrow maybe Kruger a few days, and then back and forth, and maybe explore a bit the greater area around here. Right? You're going to be out and about a bit.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have this vast area to go in search of with my Land Rover, and looking very forward to that tomorrow. Heading out Kruger. We might go down a bit south and then sort of come up the side of Mozambique border side, and then kind of do a little loop. See how, I don't know, see how it is.
Look at maybe a wider picture outside of which keep in mind that, when Roy says a vast area, it really is. We often mention this, but it's something really important to grasp. That we drive a certain area only, but in the ecological sense, in other words, if we decided to now just walk that direction, or if an elephant decided he wants to go look around, he can walk for 150 kilometers in that direction without coming across a fence. So you're going to be driving essentially in the same area, just in the very large part of it. So it's going to be nice to see what you bring back as well and experience from that.
Yeah, great.
We'll talk around the fire again.
Fantastic. Thanks, Pete.
Nice to have around the fire.
Yeah,
as you know, we've done many of them. We will do many of them.
Cool.
Pete's going to jump in as well. Mr. Brat.
Yeah. I must be careful.
I want to sit up here as well now.
Yeah. Because
be careful?
well, last week I was told that when I was on the picture was a bit too revealing, because actually I had a little tear in my pants, and I was actually hoping to sit like that, but of course Renee she saw it and watched it, so I don't know if anybody else did, but yeah. So I just double checked this time just to make sure I was all decent. But anyway.